Hi, good morning. This is Scott. Welcome to the meditation live stream. I hope that you're doing well. Here on my channel, we're practicing a kind of mindfulness 2.0, where we work with our body, our emotion, our mind, and our relationships with awareness. And I like to give a brief talk first, and then we'll get into a guided practice. I'm also doing a reading from a book on the awakening of the we space, something near and dear to my heart for over a decade now. So today I want to talk a little bit about the ego. I think that the ego is important to talk about, especially in 2026. People are wanting to escape their ego. People are wanting to change their ego. And I think that Ken Wilber had it best when he talked about ego development as sort of like a spiral of increased amount of compassion as a developmental trajectory or path for a person. That we start out egocentric, so we only care about ourselves. And then we develop and become ethnocentric. We become able to care about our tribe. And then we become world-centric, so we care about the entire world. And we can even become more developed beyond world-centric. So that this idea of the self, or the ego, remaining self-centered is not very true. We can, through practice and through evolution, grow our ego to become more compassionate and more inclusive, more integrated. And I think that this is a unique, beautiful time to be alive, where we're headed into a technological revolution where we will think that a machine intelligence has an ego. And really it can't. It cannot, because it can only simulate an ego. And you may say to me, Scott, well, it'll be close enough, so the distinction is irrelevant. Well, to me it's not, because created self is not the same as what has happened to human beings throughout time, which is that we have an evolution of self over millions and millions of years. It's taken the Big Bang to get to where we are. And when we create an ego in a giant data farm, this is not the same thing. And one of the beautiful things about the work that I do on my channel, and if you practice with me, you get this effect, which is you can see where your ego is at, or where someone else's ego is at, because of the practice. You can tell where someone's compassion is. Is it cold compassion, or is it warm compassion? Is it generated from their mind? Where is their compassion coming from? And this is very useful for making decisions in life and navigating complexity and all that kind of stuff. So that being said, I'm going to read from The Space Between Us. This is what I mentioned earlier about the awakening of the we space by Paul Mitchell. Maybe awakening is no longer a solitary journey or a personal enlightenment, but a collective remembering. A lineage not passed down through bloodlines or succession, but carried in the quality of our relating. There's a thread that flows through all of our meetings, unbroken, unmistakable. Each gathering feels connected to the very first, as though we were a part of a continuous unfolding. What we're carrying together isn't static, it's alive and it's evolving. And in some ways it seems to be carrying us too. The fire we've kindled doesn't just spread outward by adding new people or forming new groups. It deepens inward, pulling into the collective psyche, where boundaries become places of exchange, not defense. Something subtle is being passed along, not through teaching, but through presence. This isn't happening through evangelism or persuasion. Just as heat radiates naturally, something quiet seems to ripple outward from this place in all directions, a coherence, a field, a signal that something new and ancient is stirring. And I'll stop there today. And thank you for joining me. And we'll close our eyes now and begin to tune inside. And we'll start with some deep in-breaths through the nose and then out, breath through the mouth. And just really letting go on the out-breath, kind of like a ball in a dog's mouth when the dog drops the ball, just dropping everything. Allowing your breath to move throughout your body, even all the way down into your pelvic floor, into your legs and feet. Very good. We'll do 3 more. Great. And allowing your breath now to return to your usual way of breathing. And gently placing your attention on your physical body and your body's sensations. You can feel your body's subtle movement, temperature, tingling and pulsing, sense of aliveness and presence. Feel your body's pressure and openness. Very good. And you can feel your body's contact with the earth, your connection with the planet. Sort of like plugging in to the earth. And you can begin the practice of feeling and softening on the in-breath, feeling your body. Then on the out-breath, softening and melting down through your body and into the earth. And when you soften and melt on the out-breath, it can be like this warm, healing honey that descends down through your body, cleansing, healing, purifying, and making whole as it travels down through your body and into the earth, where the earth receives that energy and transforms and recycles it. And with each cycle of breath, you get a little bit closer to your body, and you melt just a little bit deeper into the earth. Feeling and softening is very useful in times of distress or overwhelm. You can always remember to come back to your body feeling and softening. Very good. And you can, if you like, add in a pause into your practice. So on the in-breath, feeling your body, then softening down through your body on the out-breath. And then at the end of the out-breath, between the next in-breath, you can pause and notice the quiet stillness developing as you settle more and more. Beautiful. And then bringing your attention up now into your heart, feeling your heart space, You can, if you like, imagine breathing directly in and then out of your heart, placing your hand over your heart to activate your heart center. In breath, feeling into your heart, and then out breath, softening and expanding your heart. One of the amazing things about our hearts is whenever we make the journey into feeling into our heart, there's always a sense of warmth and tenderness there. The place where heaven and earth meet. Yes, and then coming in contact with your emotions, you can notice what's present for you emotionally right now. And without trying to push or pull or try to get rid of your emotions, just noticing what it is right now that you could be feeling. You could be feeling any of the 5 main cardinal emotions, giving your life direction like points on a compass. You could be feeling anger, sadness, fear, joy, or shame. You could also be feeling numb, which is also a valid emotional experience. And just for a little bit, allowing yourself to feel together in your shared space. No one is meant to feel things alone. Very good. And then, if you like, you can add in a pause to your practice on the in-breath, feeling into your heart. Then on the out-breath, softening and expanding your heart. And then at the end of the out-breath, you can pause and just notice the vast, open, spacious quality of your heart field. Beautiful. And then now you can bring your attention up into your head, feeling your head on the in-breath. And then on the out-breath, softening in and around your skull. And as I like to say, you can breathe into your third eye space between your eyebrows or your crown, the top of your head, whichever feels correct to you. And on the in-breath, feeling into your head. Out-breath, softening and melting away any tension or resistance in and around your skull. Coming in contact with your thoughts, you can notice how busy or active your mind is. And just allowing your thoughts to come and go like clouds in the sky, not trying to get rid of your thoughts or push or pull on your thoughts. But if you do notice when you're actively thinking, you can always come back and return to your body as a remedy for overthinking. You can come back to sensing and feeling your body and the earth underneath you for grounding. And then from here you can, like we've been doing, add in a pause. So on the in-breath, feeling your head. Out-breath, softening in and around your skull. And at the end of the out-breath, you can pause between the next in-breath and witness the vast sky-like qualities of your mind. Almost as though your whole head disappears and in its place the entire sky is resting on your shoulders. Great, and before we move on to the next practice, we'll have a few cycles of tree breath. Tree breath is not something I made up, but it's something that a lot of people like. And it's sort of like treating your body like a tree, and at the very bottom of your body is kind of like the roots, and then moving up your body is like the trunk of the tree, and then the top of your head is like the branches and the leaves. And so you practice breathing up all the way from the earth, up your body to the top of your head, and then back down your body and then into the earth. Like breathing up warm, amazing, healing energy up from the earth, kind of like a tree does, to the top of your head, and then back down your body on the out breath and into the earth. The tree breath acts as a kind of subtle energy amplifier, like through the river of light, the central channel in our body that moves up along the spine and then back down and into the earth. amazing work. And then from here, we can practice now with our eyes open, gently opening your eyes. And taking this moment, this opportunity to keep your eyes soft. And we'll take a moment to appreciate together the work we just did with our eyes closed. Very good. And then from here, if you like, with your eyes open, you can look at something other than your screen. You could look out a window or at something that nature made. Very useful for this part of the practice. And we'll work in the relational space, the space of outside and inside. Every relationship, every relation has an inside and an outside. And it's possible to develop the skill of practice in these domains. So on the in-breath, feeling around you, the space around you. And then on the out-breath, feeling inside you, the space inside. And then just noticing the distinction, feeling outside on the in-breath, and then inside on the out. Sometimes tension can creep back in to this practice, and that's normal. Just noticing if that happens, and then softening on the out-breath is very useful. Good. And then from here, if you like, you can add in qualities to your practice of love, compassion, gratitude, and forgiveness. You can pick one or two or three or all four if you like. It's up to you. Sometimes one or two stick out, and those are the ones you should do. But you'll know what's right for you. So on the in-breath, feeling love, compassion, gratitude, forgiveness around you. And then on the out-breath, love, compassion, gratitude, forgiveness towards yourself. Just practice sending and receiving love, compassion, gratitude, and forgiveness. then from here, we can set our prayers and our intentions for the day. I'll be quiet so that you can do yours first. May this work that we do transform our life, offering up healing and blessings and ripple out into the community. Amen. Wicked cool. Thank you for spending time with me today. Have an awesome Saturday, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.